Hi, this is Caleb again, and now we're going to do part two of how to make a mashup. So we have the two tracks in FL Studio, which I uh, went and got on Beatport last video. So if you haven't seen part one, you should probably go check that out. The first thing that I need to do is make sure that the beginning of the track starts on the very first second of uh, that the song or that the song starts, because if it is a situation where one of these has a few, I don't know if that's a second or how much that is, and this one has 2 or 3 seconds at the beginning or even a few milliseconds, the timing is going to be off and they're not going to fit together right. So I am just going to get the tail parts of that at the beginning taken off, and this should be good. Now, just from the so we got them both lined up, and also make sure that your BPM is set up here to the BPM of the track. All right, so I'm going to start just by showing you that currently, because both of these songs are the same BPM, 128, they already fit together in terms of the beat matching. And again, we got them lined up as well, getting that the tails at the beginning taken off. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for the breakdown on The District by Andrew Beyer. I've already decided I want to have the Above and Beyond be the breakdown song, and then the Andrew Beyer be the intro and climax and stuff. So one other thing I need to make sure is to get this set back to main so that it stays on these down beats. All right. So just looking at the waveform here, pretty obvious that this is probably, yeah, going to be the breakdown there. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to see where Above and Beyond AI's breakdown, and it looks like it's going to be right about there. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. This is just really simple. Electronic music is very formulaic in its structure. And the good thing about that is it allows you to do a lot of creative stuff, like mix and match different parts. So watch this. I'm going to make the breakdown of Above and Beyond start the second that the breakdown for The District was supposed to start. And you can't, you really can't barely even tell that those aren't the same track, because I'm going in and I'm making sure to line them up just right. Okay? So the next thing then is this breakdown is going to play. Oops. And at some point here, all right, so I'm going to show you one other thing about putting the climax in now. So I've separated these two parts. Right here, I kind of sliced that part. And what I'm going to do, I'm guessing this is the climax here on this one. Oops. What? Oh, I got it muted. Okay. Okay, there we go. So here's what I'm going to do. That is the beat that the climax starts on, like 100%. So now this isn't the way I did it in my version, and hopefully I can put that up sometime, or hopefully Above and Beyond plays it. But if they don't, then I'll eventually, hopefully put that up. And mine is a little bit more, I don't fancy, but I have the two build-ups kind of merge into each other, and it sounds better than this. But here is now what happens. So we have this breakdown, and it's building, building, building. And then it goes into Andrew Breyer's track. Now, again, that's not the way that I did it, because that was a little bit too abrupt for me. Originally, I exported a version that was like that, but I didn't like it as much. But just for the sake of giving you an example, I'm just showing you that. But if you were going to do because it takes a long time to get the volume automated, and I don't want to sit here and go through all that. But if you did want to kind of have both of the tracks, you can kind of crossfade them. So the way you can do that is go on here and say create an automation clip, and create an automation clip. And then, again, I'm just doing this very quickly, and let's see. Which one is that? Okay, so that you can just kind of do like this. And again, this isn't, I've worked with it more fine-tooth than comb, than this, but this is just, so then it's transition there. So anyway, that is something that you can do as well. Now, I have one other thing to show you. It's kind of good to keep an eye on the peak volume that you're achieving on this. And the cases where it's going to be peaking like that are usually when you're cross fading the songs. When there's only one of them playing, the songs have been mastered, and there's a limiter and stuff, so they're not peaking in and of themselves. What happens is when you get both songs playing at once, then there's more sound than if it was just one of them, and it makes it peak sometimes. Now I have a limiter down here. This just is automatically on the master channel usually, and I just have it on the default setting, and it just sits there. And even though it peaked before this, down here, if that had been if you put one of those down here, the actual master channel isn't peaking because of the limiter. Whereas this one up here, which is triggered before that limiter, it is peaking some. So anyway, that's another thing. Now, really the only thing that's left is to export it to MP3, 320 MP3, and hopefully send it off and have somebody play it. So I appreciate you watching this video. One other thing, this volume is good to just have on its normal setting, but just for this video, when I was going to be randomly clicking, I didn't want it to come blasting on. So anyway, that's why I had the volume a little bit lower. So this is Caleb, and I look forward to making another one of these and continue teaching little tricks and tips in FL Studio. Thank you.